ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय सदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। पात्र पात्र विचारं न कुरुते न च परं वीक्षते देयादियं विमर्शनो नहि नामे काल प्रतीक्षं प्रभु सद्यो यशवनिक्ष्णं प्रणामं ध्यानादिदुर्लभं दत्ते रक्तिभतं स एवं गौरपरं मे विन्दति। गौरसरचर्त्रामृतनिधि गौरं सर्वं स्तुवे गौरेण प्रथितं रस्य भजनं गौरं सर्वं वन्दे। गौरस्ति कृपालु रात्रिनपरो गौरस्य भृत्यस्य भवान् गौर गौरमचरामि भगवान् गौर प्रभु रक्ष माम्। भगवान् गौर प्रभु रक्ष माम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृंदाय तुलसी देवी प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। One more time please. Hare Krishna कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you so much. Yesterday we observed very auspicious Disciplines Day of Nitya Leela Pravesh Om Vishnupad Stotrashad Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. We heard many glories of Srila Prabhupada. In continuation of glorifying Srila Prabhupada, there are unlimited qualities and there are infinite glories of this divine personality who came in this material world for conditioned souls like us out of so much compassion. Very bold and strong but soft in heart. In the biography of Srila Prabhupada called Saraswati Jayashri, there's an incident. Once upon a time, Srila Prabhupada, with all of his associates, is on Harinam Sankirtan traveling from one village to other village, just like Sri Nityanand Prabhu. Idam baho swatate ratati ratayani ya pratigriham bhaje Nityanandam bhajanata taru nirvadi. Just like Sri Nityanand Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, going from door to door, begging people to chant the holy name. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, with so many mridangas, kartal, the procession from one village to another village. And In particular, one village, there was one old lady, a widow old lady with very humble cottage, very poor. She saw a divine personality, so effulgent personality, because Srila Prabhupada is Ajanulambita Bhujo. All the symptoms of Mahapurusha, his arms touching the knees, long arms, broad chest, tall personality. Seeing this sadhu, so effulgent, and with so many of his associates dancing and singing, she felt this desire to serve a sadhu. Seeing a sadhu means a holy person. When a greed develops to serve, immediately we should avail that opportunity. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj used to say, whenever there is an opportunity to serve, immediately avail that without any fail, without any delay. Because maybe this opportunity will not come again, and maybe we will not be alive to avail that opportunity. So this old lady, seeing a sadhu, seeing a sadhu, there should be some offering given to a sadhu. Because a sadhu is there to give, not to take. The bona fide sadhu is always there to give something. As Sri Nanda Maharaj, the father of Krishna, he glorified Gargacharyaji when he came from Mathura to give name ceremony of Krishna and Balaram. Sri Nanda Maharaj stood up in honor, being father of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, stood up in honor Mahad Vicharanam Nirnam Grinam Deen Chetasam. Sadhus, personalities of your caliber, when you travel from house to house, it is not to ask something from them, but to give them. So, O Gargacharyaji, you came here to give something to me, taking such a humble position. Even though the position of Sri Nanda Maharaj is so high, Nand ki makrodh sheva mohadyam Yashoda va Mahabhaga Papo Yasya Stanamari. Who can be more senior and superior than Sri Nanda Maharaj, the eternal father of Krishna? Yeah. So, seeing a sadhu who's coming to give something, that old lady also thought, I should give something, but I don't have any possessions. I remember this story because one Didi yesterday gave me this, and I'm still holding it with me. And it reminds me of the story of Srila Prabhupada. She had no possessions, but she immediately went inside her kitchen and she found only 2 lemons worth. That's it, nothing else in home. She took this and she came running to the door to offer this, but meanwhile, all procession went past by her house. And now she's lamenting and crying. Oh, that personality to whom I was seeing, he already passed my house. And there was only 2 disciples, brahmacharis, who were in the last, who were taking care of the procession. She tried to offer these 2 lemons to those brahmacharis, but they saw her poor status and also thought these 2 lemons will not going to serve the purpose of so many people in the procession. So they said, no, no, Mataji, keep with you. Keep with you. So they, in one sense, they rejected. They didn't accept it. And Srila Prabhupada was far in the procession. After walking for like 3-4 miles, another village, Srila Prabhupada sat under one tree and spoke some Harikatha. In the end, Srila Prabhupada said, who are those 2 persons who didn't accept the offering of an old lady. And they were so surprised how our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, how he came to know this. He's right in the front. How he came to know this. So these two brahmacharis honestly came forward and they said, Prabhupada, seeing her humble and poverty, we didn't feel like troubling her. So we said, no need, Mataji, keep those lemons with you. Because we also thought it's not going to solve our purpose of feeding of so many people with us. Srila Prabhupada said, you showed compassion on her? No, that's a violence on her. You did violence to her. By not accepting that offering, she got inspired to serve the mission of Mahaprabhu. Because every word of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada personality, very great, and every single word of Prabhupada has so much gravity. Nothing else except Mahaprabhu or Krishna. Every single, not like joking, not like regular simple words. That's why many scholars of that era, they got amazed to hear his lectures, that what language he is using. When he starts speaking English, he used to choose, because India was under British rule those days. Srila Prabhupada English, his Hindi, his Sanskrit, his Bengali, so perfect. And the words he used to use was not an ordinary words. All word shastric from scriptures. Very tough words. And only those who are only those who know some background of the scriptures, they can understand what is actually telling. Otherwise, it's so difficult to understand. So he said, this is your violence. And I can't tolerate, because you offended her. You are my representative, it's my offense. Imagine this. Srila Prabhupada, he is Jagat Guru. He has thousands of disciples. But seeing that old lady, not an old lady, but one Jivatma, one living soul, who have inspired to serve Mahaprabhu, and we are rejecting her. Srila Prabhupada said, I'm not going to move further. We have to go back to get these two lemons from her. And he was serious. We have to go back. I can't see with my eyes violence on any soul. So he came back 5 miles, walking. And just at her doorstep, he stopped there and told devotees to sing, asked devotees to sing. They all start singing Mahamantra, many drums, kartals. This old lady, she saw through the window. Again the procession came, and this divine personality is right in front of my door. She came running from inside again, carrying these two lemons, and Srila Prabhupada was now begging, push her. Give me. What you want to serve, how you want to serve Mahaprabhu, I'm ready to accept this. That's sadhu. In spiritual terms, giving is service, but acceptance is also service. How is possible? Okay, I give you some donation, so I'm serving you. You accepting that donation, that's also called service. That's spiritual terminology. Giving is service, acceptance is service. Srila Prabhupada came to serve her. And he took these two lemons and put on his head. regard that offering and give to his servant, saying, today in the Bhoga to Mahaprabhu, offer these two lemons because Tasmin Tushche Jagat Tushtam. When the Lord is pleased, everyone is pleased. When the Lord is pleased, everyone is pleased. We are here to please the Lord. As we see the example of Param Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Northeast India, province called Assam, got flooded. People are homeless. They're standing in water till this level water. Homeless, just keeping their belongings on their head. And Param Gurudev is there to beg bhiksha from them, asking anything, please give me anything. Whatever you have, just one grain of rice or one single cent, whatever you have. Seeing this, the minister got bewildered and shouted at Param Gurudev, what are you doing? They are already homeless and you're begging from them. But that's the difference between the gross vision and the subtle vision. Bhakti is all about maturity. Bhakti is not that one is chanting 64 rounds or 100 rounds or 1000 rounds. Bhakti is chanting with maturity. Proper understanding and with very maturity level of the dealings of the acharyas, of the reciprocations of Mahaprabhu and Shri Krishna. Because it's so bewildering. Aprakrit vastu nahi prakrit bhajati. Transcendental relationship or the transcendental dealings cannot be understood by material senses, material understanding, intelligence. For that we need maturity, and maturity comes by only and only and only association. Only by association. So, very important, maturity level. Param Gurudev is asking from those. The minister, in one sense, is kind of chastising Param Gurudev. What are you doing? They are already homeless. They have nothing. But Param Gurudev has very subtle vision. I am accepting single things from them, one grain, one piece of grain, and I will offer to Mahaprabhu. Because Tasmin Tushte Jagat Tushtam. When the Lord is pleased, the entire world is pleased. Yatha Toror Mool Nishchanem Tarpanti Tas Kand Bhujam Shaka. By watering the root of the tree, the whole tree gets nourished. By serving Krishna, by pleasing Krishna, everyone is pleased. Dhira Dhir Jana Priya Karo. क्या धीरा धीर जना प्रिय प्रिय करो निर्मत्सरो पूजितो वंदे रूप सनातनो श्री जीव गोपालको attracts everyone. Dheer adhir. That's the compassion. And Srila Prabhupada taught by his own example. The disciples. Looks like he accepted. But in that acceptance is the service. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, I never took anything from anyone in this world. I always gave them. But whatever I wanted to give them, they did not accept it. My whole life I spent in just telling, this is not bhakti, 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 this is not bhakti. I didn't got any opportunity to say what is bhakti. Everything is, this is not. Neti, 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 no, 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 no. My whole time spent in just cutting fingers. Explaining this is not bhakti. This is not Bhagavad Dharma. This is not Vaishnava Dharma. Only personalities like our Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada can understand divine personality, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Whatever we heard from them, we are just repeating like a parrot because we have no understanding. Can't understand transcendental personality Srila Prabhupada with material intelligence. I will speak further, but today again I want to invite some devotees to speak on Srila Prabhupada. So, first of all, I request Sripal Gaurasundar Prabhu to please speak two words in the protection of Prabhupada. Yes, acceptance is service.
As I have my unlimited number of programs in we did a good start in supplies of bhakti and the nine so the one thing that comes to mind over and over is that for a common devotee like myself, it is very hard to really understand the glories of the Vaishnavas. And really, as we are, we see others. And so, if we are not doing bhajan, if we're not doing bhakti, then we'll have some slightly elevated conception, but not the true conception. We can see in the disciples of Srila Prabhupada how much they had nishta and how much they could actually glorify their Gurudev. Sing the song by Srila Bhakti Rakshakshira Maharaj. I think we can, what is actually the proper vision for Universal Guru, we say in English sometimes, English and Sanskrit. Guru of all of devotees, who go to show and serves devotees. Supreme and Jai Rupa, Raghunath is glorious. Also endowed with the praise, scholarship of Shiji. So these Vaishnavas, they have this transcendental vision. And it said, yesterday we could have Bhakti Yata Devi Tattva. When the disciple can have this vision, he's seeing in his Gurudev the qualities of the most endowed with the praise scholarship of Shri So he's seeing Srila Prabhupada along with the Goswamis. So this is actually the transcendental vision that the disciple needs to develop. And then, when he has this type of nishta, Acharya Madhvikarya, seeing the Acharya as like my Bhagavan, then the mercy, then the meanings of the scriptures come. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains Yatapi Amma Guru Chaitanya Ragas Tatapi Jani Ami Tamara Prakash. And I know that my Guru is the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But yet, for me, I see him as his non-different manifestation. So this type of Guru Nishtha we can see in the disciples of Sri Bhakti Saraswati Saraswati Prabhu, like Sri Bhakti Rakshak, Sri Goswami, or like our Prime Gurudev Sri Bhakti Pradhan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, followed this Prabhupada Parvati, and great acharyas like Sri Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. So when these acharyas they glorify, then there's some like some doors, some actual like window open to these acharyas' glories. And if we depend on our own understanding, then there's some danger because as we are, we'll see the Vaishnavas. So therefore thinking I'm very unqualified, but I can get some glimpse and some appreciation by seeing these and following the footsteps of these acharyas and our own Srila Gurudev. And if we can approach, if we can always try to see through their vision, then we'll have some darshan. And darshana pavitra pavayitamanu, we actually see the Vaishnavas. We actually see some vision of the Vaishnavas and become purified. And so to have this vision, we have to be in the guidance, not depending on our own intellect, our own realizations, and our own understanding. So, therefore, I think best for me is to try to listen to Shri Maharaj at this window. I cannot say so much, but if I had to think of the most one quality that stands out so much for Sri Bhakti Saraswati Prabhupada, Param Guru, then I wanted to say in his writings, how he wrote so specifically and so the definition of kirtan, the definition of pure bhakti, and it is so much nice lectures, questions and answers. You can really see like his glories, I think, as in his writings, and by sitting under the guidance under the Anugata of the Vaishnavas. So I'm a very materialistic vision, so that's the way I hear from the Vaishnavas. So, with this much, I try to offer some glorification, some glorification, some Hare Krishna.
Request.
First time offering my chest and then the Nam, but the Lord is leadership. And the idea for this does total such a Shima Bhaktivedanta and I was on that. Then at the lotus feet of our Gaudiya Gopala Guru Varga, I'm offering my chest and then the Pranams, and then at the feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas, especially offering my chest and pranams to Sripad Siddhanti Maharaj. And secondly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Maharaj so much for coming to this island where we're all situated and joining us in the celebration of separation of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, beginning with and ending with the disappearance day of our Sri Guru Padma, and also the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhava Goswami Maharaj. So really, it was actually so much inconvenience for Maharaj, long story to come here, a big headache. So I don't know how to express my appreciation to Maharaj. And I was thinking that just like Maharaj was saying that this is the nature of sadhu. Maharaj was just saying that to the extent that sadhu is elevated, to that extent Krishna naturally will guide him out into the world to give mercy to all the Badha jivas. They have no responsibility, no need to travel themselves, to collect money, to do this or that. The only reason that they go is really to help, to give whatever treasure, whatever valuable asset they have in their heart, to distribute that to everyone. So that's why every day really should be under the shelter of, in the shelter of sadhu sangha. Should be, especially when these auspicious occasions come, then Vaishnava Sangha Mana Anandita Anuksham. In the association of Vaishnavas, then we become even more blissful. And when we are by ourselves, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he actually says that place where there is sadhu sangha and Harinam Sankirtan, that place is the same as Gaudiya Math. This is a definition of Gaudiya Math. We are initiated, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, we are initiated into the mantra Kirtaniya Sadahari. The sole purpose of Gaudiya Math is Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtan. That we should always perform Sankirtan in the association of devotees. In this line, so we must perform Sankirtan. So here, Sankirtan doesn't mean alone, Sankirtan means Samyak Rupain Kirtanam. Shri Gurudev used to say that actually who's the best Kirtaniya of all? That is Shukadeva Goswami. What he's doing, he's simply sitting down and speaking Harikatha. He's never picking up Kartal or Nadanga or harmonium. He's speaking Harikatha, and he's the greatest Kirtaniya. So those sadhus who are traveling around by the grace of Krishna, they're giving this valuable asset, this treasure, through their works. So under the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he said, Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya mission is like a hospital. Everyone who is sick with a life-threatening ailment, an elixir that will cure all diseases. What is that? That is Harinam Sankirtan. And then every patient that comes into the hospital, he will become cured to such an extent that he himself will become a doctor. He will travel around giving you this cure. So you see, this is the purpose of Gaudiya Math. It says, that even Kanishta Adhikaris, very neophyte devotees, they come in the shelter of sadhus, in the association of devotees, and they become very expert, very, very quickly, by the mercy of Guru Padma and Vaishnavas. So what I can't say too much about Maharaj because I know he won't be happy, but I've seen from really, I mean, not only Maharaj, thank you for coming, but I've known Maharaj for a very long time, since I was a young boy. He's been always very affectionate to me, like a big brother or an uncle. Always encouraging me very affectionately to serve Sri Guru Padma, to serve his mission, to continue service and to increase service. So really, this is the best friend in the world that you could ever ask for. Someone who is encouraging you, oh, you must serve Gurudev. Don't forget Gurudev, don't forget Krishna. In this prison house, in this material world, that is the best friend. Someone who can lift you out of this material world, give the mission. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, this is all his family. Shri Gurudev used to say that we should understand what is our identity. So many people, they go online and they try to find out what is my heritage, what is my identity, from which family do I come. For those who are aspiring in this life to serve God, our Srila Buddha used to say, our lineage is Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Swarup, Rupanuga, Saraswat, Sampradaya. 5 special personalities, the last of which is Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. If anyone is, especially in this world today, so many gurus are present. We all may have different gurus. And therefore, some people, they have this mentality of division. Oh, you're in this group, I am in that group. Buddha used to say we should smash to pieces all these walls, these misconceptions that we are in different families. We are all in Saraswat Parivar. We are all in the family of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Anyone who disregards, who says I do not accept Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then they are outside of this family. This is how important this one personality was. He completely re-inaugurated the entire Krishna conscious movement in this world. So this is called the family of Gaudiya. Gaudiya Math is not anything political. It's not anything sectarian. It simply means those who are followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are called Gaudiyas, and they are a family. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was such an exalted personality. All of those who say that they are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they must take shelter of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktivedanta Sridhar Maharaj writes, Shira Gaura Janashraya Vishwa Guru Gaura Kishora Kadasya Varam Paramadrita Bhakti Vinoda Varam Pranamami Sada Prabhupada Varam. All those who claim that I am Shira Gaura Janashraya, I am taking shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For them, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Vishwaguru. He is real Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means master of the whole entire world. Guru Gaura Kishora. He is so great actually that usually you hear a disciple glorifying his Guru. In this situation, actually, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's own Guru, Gaura Kishoras Babaji Maharaj, he glorified his own disciple. He used to call his disciple Bimala Prasad, he used to call him Guru. Whenever he's speaking to a third person about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would say, oh, how is my Guru? What is my Guru doing? Once the mother and the sister of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came to have darshan of Srila Gaura Kishoras Babaji Maharaj. And Babaji Maharaj said to them, why have you come here? You have 2 Chintamani. Chintamani means a desire stone. A desire stone, that which you hold, anything you want automatically will manifest it here to you. You have 2 Chintamanis within your home. Who are those Chintamanis? Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But when you have 2 Chintamanis in your home, what is the purpose to come to an ordinary market and to beg something from me? So this is the Guru glorifying the disciple. Paramadrita Bhakti Vinoda Param. How dedicated Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But still, we heard yesterday that even Bhaktivinoda Thakur is glorifying his own son and disciple. We heard Maharaj was saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually in his one songbook, Kalyana Kalpataru, there he wrote, Saraswati Krishna Priya, Krishna Bhakti Tarahiya Vinodaya Say Bhakti. We heard yesterday. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing that this Bimala Prasad, Saraswati, he is my opulence. This means Vaibhav. Vaibhav means like a splendor or an effulgence. Like when the sun rises, the Vaibhav of the sun is all of the sun rays that spread throughout the entire world. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying this Bimala Prasad is expanding my glories. He is my Vaibhav, he is my splendor, he is my effulgence. So how great must this personality be that even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even his Guru Gaura Kishoras Babaji Maharaj is glorifying him. So actually this is true that without the shelter of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we can never understand Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Just like without the help of the rays of the sun, we can never understand what is the sun. Because the rays of the sun is what dispels darkness. Once there was one contemporary, one Babu, who was a contemporary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And after Bhaktivinoda Thakur had left, he came to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and he had a doubt. He said that your father was very liberal in his preaching. Maharaj was telling me about this little yesterday. You're very liberal in his preaching. You would accept everyone, give everyone honor. But we see that your preaching is very strict and very rigid, very strong. His main complaint was that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he invited so many professional singers to festivals, Leela Kirtaniyas, and different types of tabla players and harmonium players, etc. And we see that you completely forbid this. You do not allow. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was very strict. Once he said that there's one shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, Jiva asati dara durikaiva sute jiva apogati gaya guru gaya gata. That those who take a harmony and sing only for their own self-recognition, thinking, oh, how many people will look at me? This is called like Lila Kirtaniyas, especially you see in Bengal. He said they are like frogs, croaking, thinking that I'm singing so beautifully, but simply they are inviting their own death. Because when a frog croaks, then the snake can understand, oh, where is the frog located? And he comes, he devours that frog. So this is their situation. Another time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, those who are playing on harmoniums thinking like this, they are simply like prostitutes trying to attract their clients, potential clients. So he was very strict and very rigid. So this Babu, he had a doubt that Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not preach heavy like this. So how you can justify that you are Vaibhav, that you are the opulence of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that you are properly representing him? Srila Prabhupada gave the answer. He said, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had no interest in any of these things. What I am saying, what I am speaking in this manner, this was his same mood. So that Babu asked, so are you telling that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had some instructions that were meant for general people, and maybe other instructions that were meant for Antaranga Parsha, those who were very, very close to him. Bhaktisiddhanta also rejected this idea. He said, actually, Vaishnavas do not have this discrimination. Who is Antaranga? Who is near and dear to me and who is far away? Maharaj was saying yesterday, Uttama Adhama Kichuna Bachiro Jachiya. They do not see who is fallen and who is elevated. In this way, sadhunam samachita prasanta. They give mercy equally to anyone who comes, just like the sun distributes its rays equally to everyone, whether they are fallen, sinful, or they are pious. So the Babu said, then how can we understand this? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has no interest in any of these things. It is there is no discrimination in his eyes, but there is discrimination in our hearts. Those who wish to see only the external, what is floating on the surface of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's hearts, they will simply collect the seaweed and the foam that's floating there. Those who desire to extract the jewels that lie deep within, then they will dive deep within the heart of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Therefore, the discrimination, the fault is on our part. So in this way, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur showed that actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur and him, there was no difference whatsoever. Yesterday, Maharaj was telling the story when Bhaktivinoda Thakur left for 3 days, but Bimala Prasad took over. He was a very young boy at that time, like maybe a teenager or early 20s. And after 3 days, what happened? He's simply preaching nothing new. Maharaj was saying simply there was no more an avid studier of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's works than Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Since he was a young boy, whenever his father would go to any assembly to give Harikatha, Bimala Prasad as a young boy would go with him, carrying the books of his father on his head and going and hearing very carefully, reading all of the essays that his father penned. So everything that Bimala Prasad told was actually from his father's works. Maharaj said that this is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur so much said, this is not bhakti, this is not bhakti, this is not bhakti. This was necessary at that time, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually, he preached the same things if you look deeply in his writing. I was just listening to Pastor Gurudev, and Gurudev said there that there's one song that Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes. Manush bhajan koricha revai bhave gandhare gupte koro raksha bala vyakta have jamer hari. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes there, oh, so-called devotee, you're performing so much worship, singing such high songs of elevated ras, but actually the only worship you are doing is to your own body. You're on the bodily platform. Therefore, you sing so beautifully now. But when that time comes, when you must go to Yamaraj, who is the Lord of Death, when you must go to his court, at that time, what will you sing? You're very expert at hiding your internal motives and externally showing that I am a great devotee. But you cannot pretend when you're at the court of Yamaraj. At that time, Yamaraj will understand what is your true position and you will suffer a fate accordingly. So Bhaktisiddhanta, he said nothing different than this. He simply told the truth. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, I have not come to this world to speak softly. Those who are attached to illusion, who are attached to a false identification, only they will be disturbed when I speak the truth. Therefore, the truth is called Satyam Param Dhimahi. It is the absolute truth and it should never be changed. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also said that If I desist from lecturing on the truth because I fear that what I say might displease the audience, then I will become an atheist and I will be derailing from the path of true dharma and I will become an offender. So Bhakti said, we heard yesterday, Srimad Bhagavatam it says, Tato dusangam ustrijya satsu sajita buddhimana shanta evasya chindanti mano vyasana mukti. The words of the sadhus are very, very piercing and very sharp like a sword, and they cut to cinders all of one's attachments, all of one's anarthas, and all of one's, especially his misconception. So Sahajiism, one shouldn't think that this is long gone. This is only in India. Actually, Buddha was saying that Sahajiism is alive and well today in the minds of all of us. Every time we veer from the true teachings of Guru Varga and we think, Gurudev said this, but I think really what he meant was this, or for me, it must be this way. Gurudev said, this is Sahajiism. Sahaj means very easy. We are only doing this because it becomes very easy for us, and what Gurudev said, oh, this is too hard for us. So Gurudev said, in the disciples' language, in the dictionary, there should not be this word but. In Hindi, kintu, lekin, parantu. 3 words are there for but. Gurudev said, they're not in the vocabulary of a true disciple. Only yes, Gurudev, whatever you say, I will do. So this is the true attitude, the true mentality of a disciple. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he exhibited this to the fullest extent. Everything he did, he told this Babu, he said, actually, only all these contemporaries of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I say that even though they were very close to him, even though they heard hundreds of his lectures, they have never seen Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They have never actually heard one word of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I am his true representative because everything I do in this life is only meant to please him. His teachings are my life and soul. Therefore, I know what is the true desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So therefore, we know that as they say by Bhav, actually Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a true representation. This is how we can understand Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Through the teachings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In this way, all of the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Maharaj writes, Nija Seva Katharaka Ranji Vidum. They're like, all the disciples are like stars orbiting around the full moon, which is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktidaita Madhava Maharaj says, we are Saraswati Putra, we heard yesterday. We are the sons of Saraswati. Siddhanta Saraswati was like a lion. And the sons of a lion, automatically they'll be a lion. They won't become a jackal or a hyena or something very scared running away. They will also be very strong and firm, just like the Gurudev. So we see all the prominent disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they are the Vaibhav of Bhaktisiddhanta. And therefore, if we want to actually truly achieve, understand the glories of Bhaktisiddhanta, we must take their shelter. Therefore, our Gurudev, Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, all of these great acharyas, and even those advanced Vaishnavas who we have the fortune of associating with today, we can see also they are very uncompromising in the same way, in this dhara, this Bhakti Vinod dhara. This Param Gurudev writes, Bhakti Vinod Jala Dhara Shankara. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is like the Ganga, Bhagirathi. He has bought this Bhakti Bhagirat from the spiritual world and submerged this world inside of her waters. And Bhaktisiddhanta has taken some of that water inside of his conch. He has traveled to all the places where this flow has not touched, and he is pouring water on those places. Niravadi Vahetaha Avadhinabad. In this way, this flow spread all over the entire world through Bhaktisiddhanta, through our Gurudev, and through these Vaishnavas who are continuing this preaching. So this is Bhaktisiddhanta's mood. This is a mood of Gaudiya Mata. It's simply if you have life until your life breath remains within your body, you should continue to preach this mission. This is Gaudiya. So again, very grateful trying to share this message to us, trying to pound into our dense skulls, this memory they're forgetting or choosing to ignore. Still, hopefully we'll be more than ever effort on this day to the Bhaktisiddhanta to all our Guru Varga, that this mission will continue on regardless of how incapable it seems and hopeless it seems sometimes to fallen and stubborn disciples. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasi vidachapatitam bhavani. Thank you.
Then Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wanted to send his representative to Western world. So first he chose Sri Bhakti Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj. And Sri Bhakti Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj is very fluent in all scriptures in his English. So Srila Prabhupada to buy the most expensive shoe in Calcutta. The most expensive shoe. Because I'm sending not only my representative, but a person who's carrying the body of philosophy on his head and preach to the Western world. So I want him to be well dressed because he's going to represent the Gaudiya Math. So the Sevak, he went to Calcutta, found the most expensive shoe in 1920s. The shoe cost 30 rupees, which is now a big amount. The long boot, not only simple shoe, but a long boot. When a Sevak brought this to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada told, go and give to one Maharaj and tell him to wear the shoe and come and see me. So the servant brought the shoe to Srila Bhakti Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj and told exactly what he heard from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada want to see you wearing these shoes. Now a consideration. He's not like us. If Gurudev is telling us, offering a shoe or any outfit, or wear this and come to me, okay, without any single thought. He had this thought, 2 points actually. One is, it's offensive to wear shoe in front of coming to see Gurudev. It's offensive. Secondly, sannyasi is not supposed to wear long boots. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami, bhalo na khaiye, bhalo na purenge. Don't eat opulent and don't wear opulent. But without any delay, Srila Bhakti Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj put on those long boots and he came right in front of Srila Prabhupada. By saying Srila Prabhupada praised Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj saying, you renounce the renunciation. You renounce the renunciation. What does this mean? For the sake of pleasing me, for the sake of serving me, you even renounced your renunciation. With this point that wearing shoe come in front of Gurudev, so offensive. That's the culture, the spiritual culture. We should not supposed to wear shoe. But he put on those shoes. Why? Agya Guru Haya Avicharniya. Without any single thought. Obeying the words of Sri Gurudev. Shri Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariyai. Arna Kariho Mane Ash. Not an ordinary Dini. Sannyasi is not supposed to wear long boot. But as Sri Gadadhar Pandit in the pastime of Sri Mahaprabhu told, Mahaprabhu, I want to go with you to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu said, but Gadadhar, you got Kshetra Sannyas. Kshetra Sannyas means he cannot go out from Jagannath Puri. That's his promise, that's his vow. That's his vow. But Sri Gadadhar Pandit said, I can sacrifice 100 times this sannyas to be with you. Renouncing the renunciation. Something very high. Maybe we can't understand this. It's that simple, but it's not that simple. It's a very difficult. And Srila Prabhupada praised him. Praiseful. And Mahaprabhu told, I don't want to see king. Even though King Pratap Rudra was so much devoted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He even wanted to sacrifice everything, his opulence, his luxuries, and want to become a beggar. And wanted to see Mahaprabhu, to have association with Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said no. He's king. King means Vishay, means you're always surrounded by sense gratification. A sannyasi is not supposed to see the king. Whereas Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wanted to welcome the king, the Governor General of British rule at that time. Srila Prabhupada spent so much money. In those days, at that time when there was financial crisis in the Gaudiya Math, Srila Prabhupada spent so much money to bring him, the Governor General of British, to Sridham Mayapur, visiting the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why spending so much money? Just for his visit for a few minutes? But Prabhupada has this vision. If the Governor General of British, if he come and visit Mayapur Dham, this going to publish everywhere in the newspaper, in London, and people will come to know about the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada made everyone dressed, sannyasis, dressed like the suited. Why? So one can say Sri Prabhupada is not following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who didn't wanted to see the king. And Srila Prabhupada spending so much energy and engaged all devotees, his associates, to welcome the king. Why? Related to this incident, if you are understanding what I am trying to say, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri saw sand dunes, a hill of sand dunes, and Mahaprabhu said, this is Govardhan. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he made his bhajan kutir, his room right on the top of this sand dunes, this hill. And he performed so strong chanting there, day and night, years and years, chanting billion of holy names. When Mahaprabhu said, this is Govardhan, it is offensive. But Srila Prabhupada stepped on Govardhan and he made bhajan kutir there. Why? Srila Prabhupada said, because the vision of Mahaprabhu, Bhara, with that, with transcendental emotions. Whereas I am not Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada is saying. I am his sevak. I am not Mahaprabhu. I don't see this hill as Govardhan. Mahaprabhu saw this with a bhav, with a vision of his bhavs. Whereas I am not Mahaprabhu, he said. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in, in, in his 24 years pastime in Navdeep, he's having debate everyone. Nimai Dalia from Mayapur, defeating Keshav Kashmiri. So scholarly, showing his arrogance, the true arrogance. Many Pandits, learned people, those are scholars, when they see Nimai is coming on the way, they are hiding themselves. Because Mahaprabhu used to teach them. Mahaprabhu used to say, what is the answer of this question? And they are scholars. They are answering. Mahaprabhu said totally wrong. And Mahaprabhu established one point, saying this is correct. And the scholar get blown, wow, very nice. Yes, what you saying is correct. Mahaprabhu said, no, this is also not correct. Then he established something else. Then Pandit said, yes, this one is correct. Mahaprabhu said, this is also not correct. Again and again he's doing this. So that's one identity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur Dham. But there is another. The another moods of Mahaprabhu when he is in 18 years spending in Jagannath Puri. Intense separation, relishing, tasting that intense separation. There was little separation in Mayapur. But in Jagannath Puri, enhance. ये मत दिने दिने स्वरूप रामानंद सने नीच भाव करे न विधि भारे विषय ज्वाला हुए भीतर आनंद में कृष्ण प्रेम अद्भुत चले. In Gambhira, holding the neck of Sarup Damodar and Ramadan Rai, Mahaprabhu used to weep and weep and weep and weep. Tears flowing from his eyes. So everything. His whole body. Strange of tears. Not only flowing, sometimes strange. Externally looks like intense pangs of separation, like poison. Or inside, extracting complete bliss, nectar. There's something astonishing nature of love of Krishna. Bhari Vishay Jala hai bhitare anandamay. Krishna prema, the love of Lord Krishna. It suddenly looks like a person is crying and weeping and feeling separation, but more a person is crying, more is tasting the bliss. That's why our crying for Krishna. Srila Gaur Govind Goswami Maharaj crying for Krishna. In this material world, crying means there is some problem. Crying means there is some suffering. Crying means there is some issues. Externally crying, internally also crying. But in spiritual realm, there is something different. Relation bliss. Complete. Prati padam, purna amrita swadanam. Each and every moment, extracting complete bliss and happiness. Vish amrit ekatra milan. A pot with nectar and poison together. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A pot of poison and nectar together. The poison of separation. The separation which Mahaprabhu is feeling is more intense than that's the poison. And the nectar which Mahaprabhu is relishing it puts shame to the nectar which demigods have drunk, is drinking. So the pot of nectar and poison together. Why I'm saying this? Because Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, not just one acharya, is playing the role of an acharya, but he has two souls, as explained by his prominent disciples. As Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada manifesting Acharya Lila, every step is a teaching and preaching. Srila Prabhupada is saying, what is the definition of violence? Violence means not speaking Krishna Katha is violence. Not hitting or paying someone is violence. That's in ordinary sense. But meeting anyone, seeing anyone, Jani Dekho, Tariko, Krishna Pradesh. If you're not speaking Krishna Katha, you're doing violence. That's the definition. So, playing the role of an Acharya as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is title. But he has another form, is another mood. Shri Varshabhanu Daita Das. Very intimate maid servant of Radharani. That's his internal form. So, acharyas, sometimes in external consciousness, sometimes internal, sometimes Ardha Bali Dasha. External, internal together. Srila Prabhupada externally playing a role of an acharya. So it's very strict, the principles. Every time Hari Katha. And okay, let's say, once upon a time, Srila Prabhupada came to Radhakund, riding on a cart. And when he was at Radhakund sprinkling water from Radhakund on his head, he heard one Brajavasi, one local Brajavasi. He's saying, oh, Gauri Amar, following the footsteps of Raghunath Das Goswami. That Raghunath Das Goswami he came 400 years east. I bless Raghunath, I bless Raghunath. He said this, right in front of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada heard this. He was so angry and upset and disappointed. He stopped eating. Complete fasting. Disciples begging Prabhupada, why are you fasting? He said, no, find that person. Unless you make him understand who is Raghunath Das Goswami. Unless he comes to this understanding and he asks forgiveness from Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, I'm not going to eat, I will die. Everyone was running here and there and find him. Search for him. And they found him. When they found him, they all explained. The prominent disciples of Srila Prabhupada explained him, made him understand the identity, the bhajan of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami and what nonsense you were saying. You Brajavasi, you're going to bless Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, who is actually Brajavasi. Who is Brajavasi? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami is Prakrit Brajavasi. Sarup Damodar Goswami, who never ever Brajmandal. Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami never ever in his whole life he came in the loving house. He stayed in the loving house. But is called as Brajavasi. His right, he's with his feelings, his emotions, with his sentiments, he is in Brajabhav. He's immersed in that Brajabhav. And who is Sri Raghunath Das Goswami? So then when all disciples, they made him understand and he asked forgiveness. Then Srila Prabhupada accepted grain after some days. And when Srila Prabhupada was not eating, any of his disciples were also not eating. Fasting. Srila Prabhupada said, I would have ignored the stupid comment of this person, considering him as a stupid of what he's saying. He's going to bless Raghunath Das Goswami. But because I'm playing a role of an acharya, I can't tolerate this. Because I'm playing the role of an acharya. So his identity as acharya, so strict, with following his principles, chanting very name, but there's another form of Srila Prabhupada, Shri Varshabhanavi Dalita Das. And in that, Srila Prabhupada manifested his intense separation from Radharani. The same philosophy as Srila Bhakti Thakur is saying, Shri Krishna Virahim Radhika Radhasha Amito Sahite. Once Srila Prabhupada, he wanted to hear Ras, the topic of Ras Leela, was taking the topic of Ras Leela. While speaking, was speaking correct. From Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, Sacha Minagita Gopi Kama Taso Bhajati Priya Tattva Gatta Vanam Pareham Chalitam Nayan Mam Yatrate Maha Evam Uktam Krishna Savadu Anvatapte. 10th canto Bhagavatam, Ras Leela. He is describing, Radharani said, Krishna, I cannot walk further. Krishna said, then come sit on the shoulder. Moment Krishna bent down, he disappeared. Now I'm not coming in details to that, this is very elaborate subject. Krishna disappeared. And Savadu Anvatapte. Vadu means that gopi start lamenting and crying. Srila Prabhupada heard this, stop. Because he was tasting this. Not only hearing, he was into that mood of his Sarup-S made servant of Radharani. The earmost of Radharani can't hear this, that my Rashi is lamenting. Srila Bhakti Dr. Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj. Then notice this many times. Whenever any topic appearing, when hearing that Radharani is feeling separation from Krishna, she is lamenting like Brahmaridhi. Prabhupada can't tolerate this. He don't want to hear this. No. Krishna came and became disciple of Radharani. न जाने राधा प्रेम आशे को तो बोल से बोले अमा सदा कोरे भी बोल राधिका प्रेम गुरु अमी शिष्य न सदा अमा नाना नित्य नचाए तो बोल चेतन चेतामित आदि भी न जाने राधा प्रेम आशे को तो बोल I don't understand. Krishna is saying I don't know what strength is there in the love of Radharani. Radhika Prem Guru, she is my Guru. Krishna is saying, what Guru? Prem Guru. Ami Shishyanat, I am disciple. Krishna came as Brahma, Bumblebee, to hear and see the moods of Radharani. Heard this Hari Katha from Radharani. Punati Bhuvanataram. Vyasam Hari Katha Gita Punati Bhuvanataram. Came to hear this Hari Katha from Radharani. मधु को पिता को बांध लो, मां स्पर्श अन्य सपथ है, भ्रमर भी। Prabhupada, I can't tolerate this. And immediately he spoke one verse from Gita Govinda by Vedanta Goswami. He itas tatat anusmritya anangaman khin manasa kritam tapa sakalam dinandi pratam tatam vishad madhava. That Radharani disappeared from Vasanta Ras, and Krishna, in separation of Radharani, calling out Radhe, 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 and his complexion from black complexion changed to golden complexion in absorption of Radharani. Shri Prabhupada said, I want to speak this, I want to hear this. This is very pleasing to me. That Krishna, in separation of Radharani, lamenting a lot. But Shri Krishna Virahi Radhika Dasha, Amita Sahita Nari. Srila Bhakti Thakur said, I can't bear this, I can't tolerate this. That my Radharani feeling separation from Krishna. Yugal Milan, Sukhera Karan, Jivana Chhadi Ke Pani. I can give up my life. As Srila Bhakti Thakur expressed, I want, if I'm given a choice where I want to leave my body, I prefer leaving body in Kurukshetra. Why Kurukshetra? Why not Vrindavan, Radhakund? Because Kurukshetra, my Radharani needs so much help. Because she is very she's feeling so much separation. Seeing Krishna, the Lord of her life, right in front of her eyes. She needs so much help there. So I would rather go there and help Radharani. The same mood. The same mood of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, expressed by our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Krishna Goswami Maharaj, saying, Radha Chintan Vishnu Yasya Kanti Vilokitaha Shri Krishna Charana Vande Radha Linditam Alinditam. Absorbed in the mood of Radharani, Krishna is calling out Radhe, 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 and his complexion turns to golden complexion. Absorption in Radharani. Therefore, why Srila Prabhupada wanted to hear this? Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Sei Mora Bhajana Bhujana. Why do you want to hear this? Shri Prabhupada said, our only mission and our only goal is and aim is to get the dust from the lotus feet of Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Rupa Mandiri. That's the only goal of our life. Nothing less than that. Shri Narottam Thakur, what is singing? Okay, we all got mantras from our respective gurus, right? Are we chanting Rupa Goswami mantra or Krishna mantra? We chanting God mantra, we chanting Guru mantra, we chanting Krishna mantra. Not Rupa Goswami mantra, but Narottam Thakur is praying what? Sei Gata, Sei Tapa, Sei Mora mantra japa. We don't fast for Rupa Goswami. Say brother, say tapa. We fast for Krishna. So in this whole song from the first line to the last line, Sri Narottam Thakur is expressing the prominence of Ashray Tattva over the Vishnu Tattva. The prominence of Radharani over Krishna. Gopi Bhartu Padakamalyo Das Dasamudas. Servants and the servants are the servants are the beloved of the gopis, the beloved of Radharani Krishna. That Krishna. If Krishna calls me from Dwarika, come and I will not have my darshan, I will not go. I don't want to come. But if my Radharani will call out, does not come and have my darshan, I will try more fast than Garuda to go and have darshan of my Radharani. Sakhaitu mam namastu namastu nityam dasastu mam rasastu satyam. All glories to that Sakhi Pad, the position of being friend of Radharani. I only want to become the maid servant of Radharani. Radha Dasi. Shri Varshabhanavi Daita Das. Shri Prabhupada, not only chanting, Guru Maharaj used to say about Shri Prabhupada chanting, tears flowing from his eyes. Drenched with tears. Continuously flowing. And he don't want to stop. He wants to always speak, speak, speak and speak. So much information and so much is there. He needs someone who can hear that. Shri Prabhupada used to say, very rare. I found some people who are active recipient to hear what I wanted to speak. Everyone else is just don't want to give ears. And I want ears. I don't want anything from all of you. Just give me your ears as donation. I need someone who can just sit in front of me and can hear Hari Katha. I was hearing glorification one devotee was explaining. When Srila Bhakti Hridaya Bandhu Goswami Maharaj, he joined Srila Prabhupada, he asked Guru Maharaj, what is my service? Sit right in front of me and only hear Hari Katha. That's all your service. And he used to sit in front of Prabhupada and Prabhupada hours and hours non-stop speaking Hari Katha. And one Goswami Maharaj writing down. Prabhupada got tired and he was also not tired. Srila Prabhupada got stopped by his disciple. Prabhupada, now it's 10 hours, 12 hours. And he gets so much disappointed. Why are you stopping me? Our life is there to only speak. Speak what? To serve those Mathu Vire Brajavasis. Those Brajavasis who are feeling separation from Krishna when he went to Mathura. Who are those Brajavasis? Amongst those Brajavasis, there is Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras, Prabhupada said no, Madhuryaras. So both statements Srila Prabhupada said, one who is not worshipping Krishna under the guidance of Radharani, all other worships are no value. Very bold statement. That's the only worship. The topmost surrender. The unconditional love. Everything is there in that Gopi praise, in that service, the lotus feet of Radharani. Shri Varshabhanavi Daita Das. Prabhupada used to speak Hari Katha. Crying, non-stop tears flowing from his eyes. Feeling so much separation from Radharani, exactly like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So Srila Prabhupada, two identities. One is his Acharya form as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and other is Sri Varsha Bhanavi Daita Das. That's Gauriya Vichar. The meeting of Krishna, of Radharani and Kurukshetra. Srila Prabhupada used to speak this, and Krishna saying, "My bhakti hi bhutana amrita kalpate." Why you all have to cry? Oh, gopis, oh Radharani, why you have to cry? My bhakti hi bhutana amrita kalpate. Anyone who just performing my bhakti, get nectar of my bhakti. And when you getting nectar, there is no need to cry. And I am situated in everyone's heart. Then what is the point of separation? Gopis and Radharani became so angry by hearing those words. This is Kurukshetra, you are very fond of speaking Dharma. Because this is Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. You already spoke so much to Arjun. You thinking we are the yogis? Nahi Gopi Yogeshwar, पद कमल तोमार चित्ते पाए बे संतोष तोमार वाक्य परिपाटी तार मध्य फूटी नाती सुनी गोपी हार बड़ो रोष. What you speaking? You think we are yogis? Just get satisfied by meditating only in your hearts? We are not yogis. And you are not even considering time-based circumstances. Where are you speaking to? Whom you speaking? Sunni Art, Gopi Art, Rosh. You making us upset and more angry. It's just as Krishna. In that mood, in that Gopi Bhav, in that mood of Radharani, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, all this immersed and absorbed. He 63 years he manifested, he stayed in this world for sometimes external consciousness, sometimes internal consciousness. My Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, he was in service of Srila Prabhupada as Brahmachari. His name was Sri Pranavananda Brahmachari. But once upon a time, disturbed his heart, and his heart disturbing him, if Srila Prabhupada will let us, will become orphans. We're going to lose everything. He was very restless. And he took hold of the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and kept on his chest. And Prabhupada opened his eyes and asked, "Hey, who's there?" And Guru Maharaj said, "Pranavananda." "Oh, Pranavananda," Srila Prabhupada said. Guru Maharaj asked, "Apni keman achen? How are you?" Srila Prabhupada don't want to speak anything. I just said, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna." Guru Maharaj understood he don't want to get disturbed. And this way, 5 o'clock in the morning, Guru Maharaj shipped over and other brahmachari entered the room to take care of Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj came out and he just sitting right in front of the gate because he was very restless that day. Just after 20 minutes, a shout from inside, Srila Prabhupada left us. 1st January, 5:30 in the morning. Guru Maharaj ran inside. This touched on the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada on his chest. crying and weeping so much. All devotees came running and got disheartened. Everyone crying and crying and crying. Oh, we became orphans now. We lost everything. Prabhupada was such a jewel. Nothing left for us. Crying and weeping. Then Srila Prabhupada's divine transcendental spiritual body was taken from Calcutta to Krishna on a chartered boat, one train with thousands and thousands of devotees packed in that train. In the train, almost like 2 hours, 2.5 hour journey. Stop every station where thousands of devotees were standing with garlands and flowers to have last darshan of Srila Prabhupada. And from Krishnanagar, with procession, he brought Srila Prabhupada to Sri Chaitanya Math and gave him Samadhi. This disappearance thing. Everyone was so sad. Something astonishing happened when Srila Prabhupada when he left his world. All the clocks stopped at 5:30. All clocks stopped at 5:30. Guru Maharaj commented on this thing. He has gone to that place which is beyond time. These were just very few. We heard some glories of Srila Prabhupada. This is not all. This is few. How much? Vandana karite moi koto shakti dhori. Tamo buddhi dosha matra dambh matra kori. Tathapi mukera bhagya maner ullas. Dosh khami mo adhame karo nijadas. How much we can speak or we can understand or we understood. And these feelings of Srila Prabhupada so transcendental, beyond imagination, inconceivable. But there is a hope. अतः श्री कृष्णामादि न भवेद ग्राह्य इंद्रिय सेवन मुखे की जीवादो स्वयं में सूरते नहीं. We cannot understand with our senses, but seven mukhe ki jivado. When we are inclined to serve, then we realize. But because we don't have inclination to serve or a taste in service, but instead of taste and inclination, we try to enjoy service. Service is there to serve. Service is not there to enjoy. But in that serving, there is enjoyment. In service, there is enjoyment. Disciples serve Gurudev, but Gurudev served more disciples. Just like we see so many children here. Are they serving their parents or parents serving them? When they're crying, when they're running here and there, parents are alert. Mothers. So, Guru serves disciple. Guru is not enjoyer. Actually, Gurudev serves disciple, nourishes disciple, wants to make disciple Guru, not the servant. So disciple, as disciple, we think we are serving Gurudev, but actually Gurudev serving us, supplying all information, giving us spiritual books, giving us his life. All the time giving and what we are giving in return. We are indebted to them. And actually we want to remain indebted to him. We want to remain indebted to him forever. Vashala Gurudev, what we are speaking and hearing, this is only because his causeless mercy. We heard from him. And his divine disciplines, they also comes in, and we are preparing for that. Therefore, Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam. All glories to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. He actually served Srila Prabhupada and the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And he engaged us with whatever qualification and capacity we have in the service of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Gurudev always used to say, take some responsibility. Don't live without responsibility. Many times in parikramas, Gurudev used to say this. Take some responsibility. Don't live without responsibility. As human being, and more than that, as Vaishnavas, we should be responsible for something. There is no time for weakness. Be strong. Move forward. Some responsibility and serve the mission of Mahaprabhu. Our acharyas invested their life, their energy in this. We can't even invest one day or some hours in one day in this mission, in this great yajna ignited by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Busy in enjoying, just busy in enjoying, not understanding the purpose of life. Why I'm here? Who am I? Why I'm here? Where I have to go? How I have to live? We have to understand this with gravity. Because Srila Prabhupada said, after the Braj Mandal Parikrama, the last day Srila Prabhupada used to say, now you all are going, don't cheat me. Srila Prabhupada used to say, don't deceive me, don't cheat me. I gave you so much. Don't cheat me means, take this with you and follow what I said. I'm here, your well-wisher. I'm not here to ask anything from you. I'm here to give you. So, just stopping here. Praying at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Not only Srila Prabhupada, but Sir Parsha Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada surrounded by his all associates, all divine personalities. Please shower your causeless mercy to wretched and conditioned souls like us, so that we can understand the gravity of your personality and your words, which are so powerful. But Pashan here, my heart is like a stone. It's not melting at all, and no impression at all in this heart. Please make this possible with your causeless mercy. Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschat Vishtalani. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namani. We pray to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, who is a prominent disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Sapasha Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kadir Disciples ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. सपाश सचिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। वो मंगल हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। Thank you so much.